We're all too familiar with vampires from romantic fairy tales, with magnificent castles and charming counts. But today, forget all that for now. We're going to a remote village in Romania, where an ancient legend still haunts every street and every home. It's a legend with no romance, only death and fear. This is the story of the STRIGOI.
Our story begins on a cold winter's day in the village nestled in the Carpathian Mountains. A family there is living in a state of utter despair. Ioan and Livia, once a well-known happy family, are now overshadowed by the specter of sickness. Their youngest daughter, Anca, is lying in bed, her body emaciated and her cheeks pale. This strange illness is stealing her life force in a way that is impossible to comprehend. Her once clear eyes are now empty, and the hoarse cough that echoes through the room is heartbreaking. "Oh, my daughter," Livia whispers, her shoulders slumped, her eyes welling with tears. The pain of a mother watching her child wither away. It's a pain that cannot be put into words. But the most terrifying thing is not the sickness itself. It's the suspicion. Everyone in this village knows that whenever a family member falls ill, they look to one place, a grave. Just a few weeks ago, Anca's grandfather passed away, a sudden, mysterious death. However, in the eyes of their neighbors, the sorrow has been replaced by fear. They start to avoid Ioan and Livia. Whispers spread through the village. They say that Anca's grandfather had a bad death. And then, on a cold morning, the first neighbor arrives. It is old Elena, her eyes cunning and full of suspicion. She looks directly at Livia and says something that makes her heart sink. "Do you see, Livia? The color of this child's skin. Her life force is being drained. This is a STRIGOI, a demonic spirit that is draining the life from the living." "Where do you think the STRIGOI comes from? From the very graves of our own kin." Elena's words are like a slap to Livia. But worst part is, in that moment, Livia cannot completely deny it. She too has seen strange things. Every person in this village carries a genetic memory of that fear. They believe that when a person dies with deep resentment, they cannot rest in peace. This very fear has turned a funeral into a manhunt. On a stormy night, Ioan can no longer bear it. He looks at Livia, his eyes full of helplessness. He takes out a dull shovel. The faint light of a candle illuminates his face. His eyes hold a terrifying flicker of determination. Livia sees her husband's actions and is panicked. "Ioan, what are you doing? Have you gone mad?" Ioan turns to her, his voice hoarse with fear. "No, Livia, I'm not mad. I just want to save our daughter. If what they say is true, then we must do this." He grasps her hand tightly, his eyes bloodshot. "I don't want our daughter to die." And that night, under the blinding blizzard, Ioan does something he never thought he would. He walks down the familiar village path, but he is not headed to the church, but to the graveyard. In front of him, there are only graves covered in fresh white snow, and he stands before the grave of his own father. He takes a deep breath and lifts the shovel. "Father," he whispers, "please forgive me."